News this afternoon. Rivers State government to enforce national drinking water quality standard and water vendors. President Buhari blames Libya's instability for arms proliferation in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, Samia Suluhu Hassan makes history as first female president of Tanzania. COVID is real. Observe all health protocols. Protect yourself, protect others. I am Ifeyemi Andrew. Rivers State Commissioner for Water Resources Tamunos Isigogojaja says the national drinking water quality standard will be enforced in the state to ensure that water vendors sell safe drinking water to the people. Dr. Gogojaja stated this when he appeared as a guest on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire program.
The State Regulatory Commission, Water Service Regulatory Commission, enforces the national drinking water quality standard. It is also the responsibility of the state to ensure that boreholes are regularly tested. Now, for you to have a water factory in the state, our interest is you must have a standard laboratory, you must have a standard treatment plant. These are non-negotiable.
The commissioner said there are plans by the state government to ensure that potable drinking water is available for residents in Obiakwa and Port Harcourt local government areas.
The Port Harcourt Water Supply and Sanitation Project is ongoing. That project is expected to supply water to all the residents of Port Harcourt and Obiakwa local government. In Akukutoro local government area, Edama community has water. The policy of this government, the New Rivers government, is that even if it is a project that you are constructing, the water project must be portable. Facility in Edama community, we have in LM Sangana community, we have in Obonoma, we have in Lucky Land, Oluama, we have in Ikoliama, we have Belemama, we have in Biapuama, Agudama, and Angalamabiama.
Mr. Gogojaja also dispelled rumors that public schools in some parts of the state do not have potable water.
I can state clearly that all the schools rehabilitated, remodeled, or constructed by this government, the government of Nyesom Ezenwa-Wike, governor of Rivers State, all have water. We reconstructed Rumokuta Girls Secondary School. Where you are aware, we reconstructed Ogu Government Secondary School, reconstructed Birabi Memorial Grammar School.
Moving on, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, says local governments and traditional rulers have lost their relevance, hence making the fight against insecurity difficult. Mr. Mustafa spoke at the 2021 first quarterly meeting of secretaries to state governments of the 36 states and the FCT. He urged the various secretaries to state governments to reorganize the political structure in their states, especially at the local government level.
Our people are reacting to institutions of government with disdain. What I've observed over the last couple of decades, the local governments and the traditional institutions in those local levels have completely lost their relevance. They don't carry the moral authority they used to carry. They don't carry the requisite civilian authority that they ought to carry. We have completely abdicated that space for criminals to perpetuate their enterprises. As secretaries to the government of your various states, honestly, we must go back and recalibrate the entire political structure.
On his part, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, accused state governments of not supporting efforts of the federal government in tackling security challenges across the country.
Developed a lot of strategies towards mitigating these issues, but we don't get the maximum cooperation that we are supposed to get at the state level, and we believe the secretaries to the state government should be conscious of security in their state, because when they are able to galvanize all the stakeholders and different structures that are there that can enhance the security of their state, we will have relative peace.
He said at the federal level, a lot of strategies have been developed. However, representatives of the secretaries to state governments disagreed with the IGP on his submission and accused the police of not responding timely to crime alert. In the same vein, a retired colonel in Port Harcourt, Chinedu Owunda, has disagreed with the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, that state governments do not support the police in the fight against crime. In an interview with our correspondent, Mr. Owunda said most equipment used by the police were purchased by governors.
When the IGP comes out to say that the government, the state governors are not helping the city, is not telling the truth. For example, River State government, and we know that the government has been doing everything humanly possible to assist the police in carrying out their duties. But what we hear is that when they donate gunship and donate other logistics, police uses it for other things. The money budgeted for the police and the federal government does not get to them. The money is being subverted. What you see police getting, three-quarters of the vehicles police are using are donated by state governments.
He, however, called on the federal government to take charge since it is in control of the police system.
The central police rests with the federal government of Nigeria, which is not in control of the state governors. And what people are clamoring for is for the ownership of police to be in the state and at local government level, just as it is in America.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari says illegal arms and ammunition will continue to flow into the country and the Sahel region as long as Libya remains unstable. President Buhari spoke at the State House in Abuja while receiving the outgoing head of the UN Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Mohamed Chambers. The president said mercenaries escaping from Libya are responsible for smuggling arms into the country and causing insecurity in the north. Still ahead, Miyetti Allah Kautahore calls for removal of anti-open grazing law in some states. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Former Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye, has faulted the approval of $1.5 billion for the renovation of Port Harcourt refinery. Mr. Melaye said the money will be spent on embalmment of a dead refinery and there is need to reverse the decision. Also, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has faulted the federal government's approval of $1.5 billion for the renovation of the Port Harcourt refinery. In a statement, he said budgeting such an amount for the renovation of a refinery at a critical period of increased unemployment and inflation would appear to be an unwise use of scarce funds. Recall that the Federal Executive Council had on Wednesday approved $1.5 billion, which is about 575 billion naira, for the immediate rehabilitation of the 32-year-old Port Harcourt refinery. It is the largest refining company in the country. The national president of the Miyetti Allah Kautahore, Bello Abdullahi Bodejo, has called on the federal and state governments to restore grazing paths and remove the anti-open grazing law in some states to ensure peace. Speaking at a press briefing, Mr. Bodejo said the issue between the herders and farmers has been politicized.
I am calling for northern governors or Nigeria governors to just give a Fulanis for bring back our grazing reserve. Not, I just advise them, let them not do like this is governor of Benue State. The governor of Benue State carry anti-grazing law or carry Fulani and farmers issue. He's doing a campaign. He do a campaign. He's politicized everything. And we are calling him to just ban that anti-grazing law to bring back the peace for the state.
He also accused the governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, of planning to rid the state of Fulanese using the anti-open grazing law.
Anti-grazing law for Ortom is different. Ortom is already hitting every Fulanese. You don't need Fulani for the state. Is bring a anti-grazing law to pursuing the whole Fulanese to just pursuing them from the state. You forget TV and Fulani, they are together. Up to today, they are together. Him very soon now, 2 years coming back now, him will be is a former governor of Benue State. Then Fulani, they can continue their activities with the good TV people.
In business, Chairman of Air Peace, Allen Onyema, says airlines operating in Nigeria must shut down operations in coming weeks over the frustration they face in the hands of the Nigeria Customs Service and the crash of the Naira against the dollar. Mr. Onyema, who spoke in Abuja while receiving the second Embraer 195 E2 aircraft of Air Peace, also revealed that about 20 airplanes of the airline that were flown abroad for maintenance had remained trapped in various countries due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In entertainment, American business magazine Forbes has announced that rapper Kanye West is not the richest black person in America as speculated. Forbes said the latest figures were an attempt by West to inflate his net worth. It said the Bloomberg article which gave the initial report was gotten from a UBS report. In sports, England manager Gareth Southgate says footballers should be offered the coronavirus vaccine soon because of the risk of playing during the pandemic. In the UK, more than 25 million people have been given a vaccine dose, almost half the adult population. Footballers have not been offered a jab, but many have travelled across Europe and internationally for matches.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Samia Suluhu Hassan has made history as the first female president of Tanzania. Ms. Samia has been sworn in by the Chief Justice Ibrahim Juma State House in Dar es Salaam. She becomes the sixth president of Tanzania following Wednesday's death of President John Pombe Magufuli from heart-related complications. The 61-year-old served as President Magufuli's deputy from 2015 until his death. The Tanzanian constitution stipulates that she should serve his remaining 5-year term. On the news this afternoon, you heard that the Rivers State government has said it will enforce the national drinking water quality standard on water vendors. President Buhari has blamed Libya's instability for the arms proliferation in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, Samia Suluhu Hassan has made history. She's become the first female president of Tanzania. The news was edited by Choma Ezewafo. I am Ifeami Andrew. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. Thank you for your time.